Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Okay, today we are diving into something that is literally a game changer for anyone who has to process information. We're uncovering the secrets behind better notes. We're going to look at some incredibly insightful work by Professor Dhammaratna Suresh, and let me tell you, it's going to completely transform how you take notes, taking it from a tedious, mind-numbing chore into a highly strategic tool for success. So just think about your own habits for a quick second. Have you ever found it incredibly difficult to actually make good notes? Right? Like if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed in a lecture, just frantically scribbling away while totally missing the main point, you are absolutely not alone. This explainer is going to address that exact pain point. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our roadmap. We're going to start with the note-taking myth, then move on to what to do before the lecture begins, uncover secrets for active listening, explore the loose leaf advantage, and finally, look at what happens after the lecture ends. All right, part one, the note-taking myth. So our source material strongly advises against the most common trap we all fall into, which is mindless dictation. You know the drill. This is where you try to frantically copy down every single word until your hand literally cramps up, and then you spend your entire evening just rewriting it all. It's exhausting. Instead, effective note-taking is all about active, participatory learning. You really shouldn't be wasting your precious study time acting like a human copy machine. The really crucial concept to grasp here is what the professor calls the digest of essentials. Look, a lecture isn't just someone reading a textbook out loud to you. A lecturer's actual job is to provide a broader vision and real insight on a subject. By aiming to capture this digest of essentials, you free yourself up to actually process the information in real time. You're not just transcribing, you're actively engaging with the core elements of the course. Moving on to part two, before the lecture begins, because honestly, the secret to great notes actually starts before the professor even walks into the room. This timeline lays out the crucial pre-lecture phases. Phase one is preliminary reading. Check your syllabus, review the learning objectives, and just wrap your head around the prerequisites. Phase two involves preparing a questionnaire. Jot down your doubts or questions in advance. Why? Well, because this preparation makes your time in the actual lecture highly utilized. And finally, phase three, the moment the class starts, clearly record the specific title, the faculty's name, the date, and the time. It sounds incredibly simple, I know, but organizing this metadata creates the absolute perfect foundation for your studies later on. Okay, part three, secrets for active listening. This is the core playbook. Listen, think, and understand. This integrated approach is exactly what Professor Davide emphasizes. Here's the thing. You do not need to write down all the words all the time. You just don't. A lecture often includes a bunch of repetitions specifically designed to help you grasp the big concepts. By integrating listening with thinking, you move forward so much faster than if you just try to listen and blindly write. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down exactly 6 core activities for your pen. First, capture keywords, phrases, and conclusions precisely. Second, draw neat sketches and tables. And hey, professors, side note here, you should really give students time and silence to study these. Third, and this is a brilliant pro tip, mark your doubts using a big red question mark in the left-hand margin. It provides immediate visual feedback for what you missed. Fourth, clear those queries at the very end of the session. Fifth, do a timely check to revise your notes while the ideas are still super fresh. And sixth, make sure you understand the facts, making any minor corrections right then and there. All right, on to part four, the loose leaf advantage. So, according to the source, there are some very specific physical best practices for your materials. First off, use a pad of wide-line A4 size loose leaf paper. Narrow-lined paper is totally unsuitable because it leaves literally zero space for you to make minor corrections later. But here is the absolute game changer. Are you ready? Write on one side only. Why? Because this allows you to easily insert extra sheets of notes later on. As you read reference books or have new light bulb moments, you just slot a new page right in. You compile all your details effortlessly into one master file without ever having to cram your handwriting into the margins. Now, I do have to clarify that practical or lab work requires a slightly different approach. In a lab session, notes must absolutely not be made in rough just to be copied out perfectly later. Nope. Instead, your standard operating procedure, your equipment lists, and your careful observations should all be written legibly the very first time. Remember, these notes are for your own future reference and potentially for others running similar investigations. So readability from step one is absolutely paramount. And this perfectly illustrates the point. Before you even start an investigation, you should prepare a specific datasheet structure.
By drawing up columns for the entity, notation, unit, and measured values ahead of time, you guarantee that your data collection will be complete and systematically arranged. This makes the later step of actually processing that data to derive your results just so much smoother.
Which brings us to part 5, after the lecture ends. As soon as humanly possible at the end of each session, you need to check and revise your notes. Doing this immediately while the ideas and information are still fresh in your mind is the ultimate key to skipping that exhausting, mindless nightly rewrite we talked about earlier. From there, you do your further reading, you update your one-sided pages with new ideas, and you take the time to actually think and learn. By processing and rephrasing the concepts right away, you are ensuring long-term retention. It really is like putting a giant puzzle together while you still remember what the picture on the box looks like. Professor Tabate perfectly summarizes this approach with a great quote. Concise notes will be helpful not only for examination, but also for continuous learning process. It's so true. Effective note-making is a vital soft skill. It's not just some chore you do to pass a test. It is a highly active process of integrating concepts for life. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to spark some immediate action today. How will you change your note-taking habit in your very next class? Are you going to use that red question mark trick? Will you finally switch to one-sided loose-leaf paper? Just choose one strategy today and bridge that gap between merely taking in information and achieving true understanding. Thank you so much for hanging out and engaging with this explainer, and happy learning!